Hey everyone, in this video series we're gonna learn about packaging design completely from basic level, how to create a Dieline, how to design using Dieline, and then finally how to create mockups on Photoshop. In this process you'll learn everything about packaging designs. In this first video of the series we're gonna learn what is Dieline, what is creasing lines, and finally how to create bleed around the Dieline. You can find this file in the description for your reference. Before starting, let's understand what is Dieline. If you want to jump directly to the tutorial, you can skip this part at this timestamp. When you completely open a box, this structure, what you see is called Dieline. For every packaging, it would be different according to the design, but the concept of creating the Dieline is same. To create this, you would first need sizes. In most cases, client will provide the size. It would be something like this. For example, 20 width, 25 height, and 8 depth. All these will be in centimeters. Keeping this, we have to form a Dieline. Now let's see how to do it. Alright, we're inside Adobe Illustrator right now. Firstly, we're gonna create the artboard. We have to choose centimeters for this. If you go here, you can choose centimeters, and size we're gonna keep it default for now. So let's click on create. So as you can see, we have the sizes over here: 20 width, 25 height, and 8 depth. Firstly we have to create the width and the height. The width and the height shape would be the front portion of the packaging, where you can see here. For that, further let's choose a rectangle, and we're gonna click, and here you have to type the size. First I'm gonna type 20 width and 25 height. Let's click OK. As you can see, we got the front side of the packaging. We're gonna choose that, and we're going to make it into stroke. Once we create the front portion, now we have to create the depth, which is the sides of the packaging. To do that, again we're gonna choose the rectangle, and we're going to click. This time we're gonna keep the height as same. Only in the width we're gonna type 8. Click OK. We got the depth. So this would be the one side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to choose this, and we're going to hold Alt and click and drag to make duplicate of it. Now you can see we created the front side, back, and both sides. Alright, now we're going to create flap, which is the top portion where the box closes. To do that, we can just duplicate this shape, hold Alt, click and drag, and place it here. So we're going to reduce the height for this. We're going to choose this and choose the reference point, which we're gonna choose the bottom one, and then on the height we're gonna type 8. Press center. Always remember what are the size you're giving for the sides, you have to give same for this closing part on the top. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this again, hold Alt, and for this height we're gonna go again to the transform panel, and this time we're gonna give 2.5. We can note it down over here so that we can just follow the size wherever we are using something similar to this. Now let's choose this, and we're gonna go to the direct selection tool, and we're going to click one dot on the top left, and hold shift and click on this side, and click both and click and drag to make a curve. Now we're gonna create a shape over here to stick the box. So I'm gonna again duplicate this, and again go to the transform panel, and this time we're gonna reduce the width. So we're gonna choose the reference point to the left, and go here on the width, and we're gonna type 2.5. The 2.5 which we are using over here, similar way we're gonna use it over here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the direct selection tool, and we're gonna choose this. Now we're gonna hold shift, and we're gonna click the below arrow 4 times. We're gonna do the same here. Select it, hold shift, and we're gonna click the top arrow 4 times for that. So we're gonna create a small flap over here. Even that will be a part of closing. So for that we're gonna duplicate this, hold Alt, click and drag to duplicate it, and then choose that. Now what we have to do is we have to give half of the width from this. We're gonna choose that, go to the transform panel, and half of the width for that would be 4, and press enter. So here we created a flap which is half of this size. Now let's bring this to this corner over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the rectangle, and I'm going to create a small shape. We're gonna place it over here, and then duplicate this, paste it on the other corner, and again duplicate this, and we are going to make this as half of this. So we're gonna go to again transform panel. So now we have the height as 04192. So by making this half, it would be 2192. We're gonna press enter, and you can see it's changed. Now we're gonna paste it over here. So now we're gonna go to view, rulers, show rulers. Get this rulers on the corners. We have to just click and drag and paste it. So once you place the rulers, you can go to this pen tool section. When you long press, you'll find a tool called add anchor point, and we're gonna add one anchor point. Before that, we're gonna get rid of this shapes. Now we're gonna choose the shape and then go to that anchor point tool, and we're gonna add 2 anchor points over here and 1 anchor point over here. Now we're gonna go to direct selection tool. So we're gonna go to the anchor point and we're gonna choose the one on the left. Choose that and hold shift and click on the right arrow once, and then click on the top portion over here, and you're gonna do the same thing. Hold shift and click the right arrow 2 times, and we're gonna come this side and we're gonna choose the top one again and hold shift. We're gonna do 1 time, and then again we're gonna choose the top one, hold shift, do it 2 times, and we'll have a shape something like this. We're gonna get rid of the guides. Copy this by holding Alt, and we're gonna paste one on this side so that we have both sides. So we're gonna choose this and we're gonna right click, transform, reflect. So we want this side to be facing the left. As you can see, we've created a top portion of the box. Now we're gonna create the bottom portion, which will be completely sealed. There won't be any opening for that. So this bottom structure, it will be a bit different. So we're gonna start by creating on this side. We're gonna duplicate this. So again, we have to keep the width size for this, which is from this one. It should be 8. Choose this, go to transform, and on the height, before that we're gonna choose the reference point, and on the height we're gonna choose 8. Click OK. So we're gonna create a shape over here. We're gonna use rectangle tool and click on the artboard. Here we're gonna keep both width and height as 2.5 and 2.5, both 2.5. Click OK. So we'll get this square over here. We're gonna bring this one and paste it over here. Then we're gonna duplicate this again, paste it one over here, hold both of the squares and duplicate it, paste it over here. We're doing the same thing what we did for that small flap. Bring the guides and paste it something like this. Now let's get rid of the shapes. Choose add anchor point tool, and let's create anchor point, one over here, one over here, same as the other side. Select the shape and go to direct selection tool and choose the point below, and we're gonna hold shift, and then we're gonna do the left arrow 1 2 3 4 5 times, and then we're gonna choose the bottom one, and then we're gonna do 1 2 3 4 5 6 times. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Choose the direct selection tool, choose the point below, 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So once you're done with that, we can get rid of the guides. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna same shape we created earlier, 2.5 2.5. Click OK. Let's add a stroke. So we're gonna place that over here exactly to the center point of the square. You can see here, right? The line is touching the center point of the square. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose the direct selection tool, and we're going to highlight these 2 corners, and we're gonna click and drag to make curve. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. create a shape, bring it to the center, direct selection tool and highlight the points, hold shift and choose both points, and then we're gonna click and drag to make a curve. Hold, click and drag and just choose these shapes, and we're gonna go to the shape builder tool. Choose the shape builder tool and hold alt and click on the unwanted shape so that it will be removed. Do the same on this side. So I'll tell you what we can use this for in some time. Alright, we're gonna create a flap over here. So we're gonna duplicate this and we're gonna create the width size, which is 8. So on the height we're gonna type 8, press enter, that's created. Select the shape and we're gonna add an anchor point over here. For that, choose the anchor point tool and add one over here, and then choose direct selection tool, choose this corner, hold shift and press for 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna copy this, paste it on the other side. Right click, transform, reflect, click OK. So now we're gonna create a part over here. For that we can just duplicate the top one we just created and paste it over here. Choose this, and to create that line we're gonna choose this and we're going to paste it over here, and when you go to the corner we can hold shift and we can rotate it. We're gonna use a pen tool to create that shape. And now we can delete this, so it won't be needing. Now you can see we have created the die cut line. This is the basic structure, how it will be. We're gonna create the creasing lines. Creasing line is to make you clear understanding where the box folds. Those are called creasing lines. Like these edges, you know, where the box will have that fold on the sides. So those lines are called creasing lines. To create that, we have to use direct selection tool and we're gonna hold shift and we have to choose the lines which are inside, as I'm doing over here. So don't choose this one because this is outside, except that what all lines are inside, make sure to choose it. I mean where the lines bend, where the lines will fold, you have to choose that. So once you choose that creasing lines, we're gonna go to the edit and we're gonna choose cut. Now you can see all the lines which are inside, I mean which are the lines which folds, are disappeared. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the layers section and we're gonna name this one as die cut line. Now we're gonna create a new layer. Now let's name this creasing line. Now choose the new layer which you created and then again you go to edit, you're gonna choose paste in front. So you can see the lines will be pasted. Now what we're going to do is we're going to choose that creasing lines. We're going to go to stroke and we're going to add dash lines so that we know the difference. So you can select the dash lines, you can tick. So you'll find the points. You can also adjust the points, how much ever you need, so that we know the difference between creasing lines and die cut lines. So again we're gonna choose the creasing lines. If you want you can change the colors as well. I'm gonna keep it little lighter. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide the creasing line. So we have this outer die cut line. By keeping this we're gonna create the bleed line, which is the next step. So choose the die cut line, take that layer and go to this part over here, plus icon. If you place it on that, you will get a duplicate of this layer, die line. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide the original die line, and keeping this duplicate copy, we're gonna name this as bleed. Choose that and we're gonna go to Windows and then we're gonna turn this into fill, and we're gonna go to object pathfinder. We're gonna choose offset path. So here you can see how much bleed I've left. I've added the size over here on the offset section. You can also add how much of a bleed you need. So we're gonna increase it a bit more. So we're gonna keep 0.5, and then on the joints we're gonna choose round and we're gonna click OK. Now we're gonna go to the Windows Pathfinder and we're gonna unite the shape, choosing this. Now the shapes are united. Again choose everything and go to Object. You click on Expand. So once you did Pathfinder, everything would become into a single shape. And then we're gonna right click and we're gonna choose Release Compound Path. Now again we're gonna choose everything and again we're gonna go to Windows Pathfinder. We're gonna unite it together. This whole thing becomes a single shape. Now we're gonna choose this and we're going to reduce the color a bit more lighter and click OK. Now in the layer section, bring it all the way to the bottom. When you make the die lines and creasing lines visible, you'll get something like this. And we successfully created the first step. We've created the die cut line, creasing lines which is in the center, and then bleed line which is around it. Alright, now you have seen how to create a die line. Keeping this, the next step is to design on it. That would be second video on this packaging design series. So stay tuned, make sure to download the template and I'll see you in the next video.